Hi there, how was your day? Do you ever just wake up and feel like there's something off? Just like something you can't put your finger on? Wanna play Roblox? You ever just sit there, bored out of your mind, and decide to scroll through the gaming trending page just to find out it's 45% this, 45% that, and 10% whatever the hell this is? This is what I like to call trendy gaming. Most people who make content online play these games because they just really enjoy the game. It totally has nothing to do with the crap ton of views these games rake in. But at the end of the day, most of these are still good games. At the most, they deserve an or an it's just not for me kind of treatment. Most of them don't even come close to deserving the level of hate they get. Like, come on, there's no way you hate this that much. So I decided to give these games a chance and look at the history of casual gaming. And of course we can't talk about this topic without bringing up indie horror games. These games dominate the market. FNAF, Poppy Playtime, Slender, Hello Neighbor, Baldi's Basics. All of these are indie horror games, but that's not the only thing they have in common. They're also bad. Okay, most of these are fine, but all of them put more of an emphasis on lore than on gameplay. And you might say, why does it matter if a game wants to tell a story? And sure, I agree, there are so many amazing story-driven games out there, but notice how I didn't say story? Nope, I mean lore, and these games love it. Why just tell your story when you can give the player base little hints and tell them to do it themselves? I'd be lying if I said I hadn't gone down lore rabbit holes before, but that doesn't mean the game is good. I mean, most of these games are fine and do a decent job of creeping me out, but when you really strip it down, these games are the definition of bare bones. But hey, if you don't like a game, why don't you just try making one yourself? This is as close as I could get. Minecraft. What do I have to say? This is the highest selling game of all time, has over 1 trillion views on YouTube, and an army of snotty 6-year-olds you never want to put in a bad mood. The point here is to make your own point. Build what you want, craft what you want, mine what you want. Really, just do anything you want. This is a decent time. I played it a lot in my early childhood and I still enjoy revisiting it to this day. And while we're on the topic of cube-based games, let's talk about the other one, Roblox. This one is a bit of an oddball. It's a game where players can make their own experiences and share them with others. It's more so a platform than its own game. This one really isn't my thing, but I can definitely respect it. This gives everyday people the chance to make their own game and make it big because of it. I mean, I saw this pig thing up at Tesco the other day, and you have to keep in mind that this wasn't created by a big company, but rather just some person messing around with a simple game creator tool. And like I said, I can respect that. But hey, I actually prefer when my game is made by a multi-billion-dollar company. I thought the day would never come. Pokemon Go is like the peak of trending gaming. It was all the rage back in 2016, and how are you not gonna trust 2016? This is a Pokemon game. It takes place in the real world. You walk around IRL hunting Pokemon that really appear in front of you. Again, it's fine, but just not really my thing. I can understand the appeal and everything, but it's just really kinda take it or leave it to me. It actually still has a decent player base today, or at least one big enough for consistent updates. But even if it has fallen off in popularity, it's important to remember when it started. Since this game released, there have been a ton of AR games that require you go out into the real world and hunt down creatures. Even FNAF got one, because why not combine pickles and lemons? Okay, fine, let's talk about it. Fortnite is a battle royale game. You fight to be the last man standing while the storm consistently makes the map smaller and smaller. But this game is dumb and simple and for babies. You'd have to be some kind of brain dead loser to want to play this game. Who in their right mind would play this? It's Satan? Okay, fine, I've been consistently playing this game for the last few years. Happy now? Sure, the gameplay is simple, sure there are a bunch of in-your-face microtransactions, and sure the storyline is absurd, but I enjoy it, goddammit! It's a fine game, nothing amazing, but like most games on the list, I'd recommend you at least give it a try before senselessly hating it. Beans! I think it's finally time beans were accepted within the gaming world. For too long, beans have gone disrespected and poorly represented. Beans deserve something better, something more. And that's why I've made this here bean machine. All I have to do is pull a lever and it will poop out a bean related video game for me. Let's try it out, shall we? Huh, it's a little more murdery than I expected it to be. Among Us is a game where you play as rainbow beans in space, trying to evade the murderous imposters as you complete your tasks. I smell another "it's not my thing" coming along. This is another decent game, but it's just not for me. I don't know, it might be because it's too slow, it might be because it's been played to death at this point, but I just can't get into this one. Maybe I just have to try one more time. Huh, it's a little more blinding than I expected it to be. Fall Guys is a game where you play as neon beads on a game show trying to evade various obstacles in the blindingly colourful courses as you make it to the end. This is another game with little substance that still holds up as a fun time, but after the first month of it being popular was done and over with, everyone just seemed to forget about it. It went from being the hottest game to forgotten overnight, which is a genuine shame. This is a well-made game that is just such a good time and people just seem to lose interest. But luckily enough, recently Epic Games purchased the rights to the game and worked their magic. The game was made free and given a killer ad campaign, and all of a sudden, people have seemed to take an interest again. Sure, it's not as popular as it once was, but it's finally regained the audience it deserves, at least for now. And there you have it, a full history, more or less, of trending games throughout the years. Love them or hate them, games like this are here to stay. And hey, I think I finally figured out what's different today. It's so obvious. How didn't I notice? I'm wearing a different hoodie.